Hello, this is Matt O'Leary, and we got a little song review today, a song that just came out on Friday. The Swedish progressive rock and death metal masters are back with their 13th album, and not too long after 2016's Sorceress. This new album is going to be called Cauda Venenum by Opeth. And this track, Heart and Hand, is the first little nugget of goodness we get from this album that'll come out September 27th. The big story with Opeth, the one that polarizes the fan base, is of course their move into more melodic territory back with Heritage that came out in 2011, where they move firmly away from the vicious roar of Ackerfeld and into his sumptuous baritone voice. He screams like the devil, sings like an angel, and looks a little bit like Jesus. And you know, this exodus from the death metal sound brought waves of ire from the death metal purists that couldn't really handle a progression from a progressive metal band. I'm a big proponent, I'm a big supporter of every stage of this band along the way during an illustrious career, from heaviness to pastoral beauty and everything in between, except that I will say that Heritage and Sorceress for me didn't quite stack up to the rest of the band's work. Hail Communion though is a monster. That thing is one of my favorite metal albums, and I'll stand by it. Opeth's fanbase to me is the perfect demonstration of this religious instinct that we all have as humans, always winning out even when we're directly opposed to it. Even when the entire genre and Opeth even themselves, I think, is insistent on this idea that religious organization, that just religiosity is humanity's most pathetic and contemptuous mistake. And I think this track, Heart and Hand, is going to bring out the worshippers once again. It just feels like a big old hug. It has those glorious chugs from Sorceress, but if I had to pick one album that it really reminds me most of, I think it'd be Watershed. Just the vigor, just the liveliness of it really reminds me of that. All over the place are these winding, sinister riffs that have really become a signature for the band, and just so many of them. Every single part is undoubtedly well crafted and of high quality, but there's no specific part that really hits me like a brick, you know, no like Ghost of Perdition melody to just sink into. That being said, the guitar solo is just out of control energy. And then there's another synth solo section with all these little bleep bloops, and it's really like nothing I've ever heard from the band. I love that there's always this syncopated thumping rhythm under everything. But in the last 2 minutes, Ackerfeld gives us a characteristically drastic shift into more tender territory and out of the scattershot intensity of the rest of the song. It's just this bucolic and lovely little acoustic section. I don't think his vocal really suits the intensity of the part, but I'm still into it. But the coolest and most innovative and most notable part of this song and the upcoming album is that Opeth will release a version in Swedish and in English. A translation of the song is one thing, but to perform in 2 different languages with all the tonal differences, with the syllabic differences, is truly impressive. And it gives more fans in more places a more authentic experience. I've listened to both versions of the song, and Ackerfeld kills it. This song, it definitely has me feeling a little bit more optimistic than Sorceress did a few years ago about this album. I don't think Opeth's slowing down. I don't think they're fizzling out anytime soon. And that's really great news, because they're really great. And that's it for Hand and Heart. Again, the album will come out September 27th. Hopefully I'll be able to talk about it a little bit then. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to the channel. And as always, thank you so much for watching.